Hello and welcome to this week's NR 2003 simulation, where we're at Indianapolis. We have Eric Almirola on the pole. Behind him, Jimmie Johnson on the inside and Cole Custer there. Those are some great qualifying runs for some guys that have been having some lackluster seasons. Cole Custer's actually ahead of Johnson in points. Johnson's down in, I think, 22nd now. But he's getting things back together. If he can find a way to win one of these next 6 races, he could get into the playoffs. Now, Eric Almirola's already won, and he's the one who brings us down to the green for the Brickyard 400 with last year's winner Kevin Harvick on his outside. The pace car is off, and the field looks to the starter for the green flag. Almirola really just needs to get himself clear down into 1, and he'll probably have no trouble holding onto that lead for stage 1 unless he can get a challenge from Harvick or Johnson or Truex. Harvick gets a better start, but Almirola will get the momentum out of turn 1. Now Johnson looks for second. Johnson's no slouch at the Brickyard, quite a few wins here. And I think it'll be no surprise if he runs well or even wins the race today. Now Jimmie Johnson, a few laps into the race, still holding on to that 4th spot with pressure from 2 JGR guys. Talked about him a lot so far because he just hasn't run well this year. As strange as it is, it's 2020 and seeing Jimmie run well is something that's not so normal. But he starts to shed spots. He goes from 4th to 6th. And then here goes Cole Custer by him. Alex Bowman, Matt Benedetto looking. Custer having a good run himself. He's a rookie there. And Kevin Harvick gets passed by Martin Truex Jr. Truex looking to go into second and chase down Eric Almirola for the lead. Stage winner MTJ is very good at closing the gap late in stages, and I think here he's going to go for it. With 3 to go in the stage, Martin Truex Jr. looks for the spot on the 10. He's got the position on the inside. Almirola cannot hold the top. Truex draws even and will eventually get himself clear down the front stretch with a little bit of a run off the bottom, and he would win stage 1. With Almirola behind and Kyle Busch closing. Now Truex pits and brings quite a few with him, but Kevin Harvick, Joey Logano, they stay out. Truex would win the race off pit road with teammate Kyle Busch in second. Denny Hamlin in third in that group. But all these guys that stay out, because of the races being so short, are going to have a great chance at being up front at the end of the stage. Kevin Harvick inherits the lead, with Truex leaving it behind, and he'll have to deal with Joey Logano and Ryan Newman, but not for that long, because here's another yellow. Timmy Hill just almost looks like he misses the corner, gets high up into the wall and off of Eric Jones, who's not having a good day already. Trouble for Timmy Hill brings out the yellow, and now we have a 1-lap shootout to decide the stage win in stage 2 of the Brickyard 400. Kevin Harvick and Joey Logano, they've really separated themselves already coming out of turn 1, and that would be the only conversation. These two running nose to tail, but Logano never gets enough of a run to try for the pass, and Kevin Harvick goes unchallenged to a stage 2 victory that really amounted to a lap and a half of racing because of those yellows. And that will bring us to stage 3. No pit stops. Everyone's got the fuel they need from stage 1 or just staying out and saving. Kevin Harvick gets the jump, clears himself by 2 car lengths into 1. Ryan Newman's now putting pressure on Joey Logano. Newman's another guy that I haven't talked about much yet, but running great. William Byron further back looking like Kurt Busch with Chris Buescher behind. And then behind that group is Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., those guys that pitted coming through the field. And Chase Elliott there, and then there's Alex Bowman. Something goes amiss on that car. He gets it down in the grass and saves it, but he has to pit. He won't go a lap down, so he can still hope for a yellow, but that's going to put a big damper on his day, although he did already score stage points in both stages, which will help him out. And Joey Logano is looking for the lead on Kevin Harvick. He's got the position down into 4, and just like Truex did with Almirola, here goes Joey Logano to the point with Kyle Busch and Ryan Newman closing the gap. Now if Busch can channel this run into a pass, he can go into second with momentum for the lead. And he's almost looking 3 wide, although he thinks better of it and drops in. He'll try and get by Kevin Harvick, and then he'll look to go by the 22 of Joey Logano. Now, Busch is the first car with 4 tires right now because he managed to get by Martin Truex Jr. And he will get the lead going by Joey Logano here. But the race really becomes the 18 versus the 19 and who's getting through traffic the best because they're on fresh tires and the other cars aren't. Kyle Busch is really going to pull away here. It's not going to be that much of a concern for him, but Truex will be the one closing the gap. Now Ryan Newman, shown here, is having a good solid run inside the top 10. He's had a lackluster few weeks, but he's getting it together. And back up to the race for second, Truex will get that spot. And now he has a chance to close on Kyle Busch. Last time they were head-to-head, Truex was faster than Busch, and that was to the end of stage 1. And here we are with 2 to go, and Truex has closed the gap, but can he deal with the dirty air? There's only 7 corners left, and Truex is there within 3 or 4 car lengths, but not closing anymore. He was gaining 3 or 4 tenths a lap, and now he's stalled out. And as we come down to the end of the race, he would continue to do just that. He stalled out. There was nothing he could do. And Kyle Busch, who has been so good at the Brickyard in Xfinity and Cup, will be unchallenged in the last 20 laps. Truex could never close the gap. Kyle Busch wins his 3rd Brickyard 400. Not a surprise winner for sure. Kyle Busch really good at this racetrack, and that's only his 2nd win of the year, so could be one to look out for as we move on to the points. Denny Hamlin sits atop the board with Brad Keselowski there in 2nd. Moving further down, things are shaken up a little bit in 14th through 19th. Tyler Reddick continues to stumble. Alex Bowman, after having a rough stage 3, falls to 17 points above the cut. And Eric Jones, after having generally just a rough race in Indy, is only 8 points above the cut, nowhere near his 3 JGR teammates who are all locked into the playoffs already. And below it, Matt DiBenedetto, Chris Buescher both have good days and close that gap a little bit. DiBenedetto is, for the first time really, within earshot of the top 16. And that'll be it for this week. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, subscribe, do your thing, and yeah, look forward to it next week sometime, and that'll be it. Thank you all for watching.